my curious and playful Gemini friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Gemini, let's be real for a moment. There's a restlessness that's been whispering beneath your words, even when you're surrounded by conversation. You might notice an undercurrent of dissatisfaction, a sense that what's on offer just isn't quite enough. It's subtle, but it lingers, the quiet frustration that comes from wanting something more, something different, something that feels like it's just out of reach. Maybe others wouldn't notice it. You keep things moving after all, and you rarely let your guard down. But inside there's a pause, a hesitation before you say yes, a small sigh after the laughter fades. Sometimes it's the weight of possibilities not taken, or maybe it's the ache of wanting to feel more alive, more connected, more seen. You might be tired of the same old conversations, the same routine, or the feeling that nothing is sparking joy the way it used to. It's not about being ungrateful, far from it. It's about the longing for something to move you to feel engaged again. That tension, that quiet craving is what colors your days as this week begins. And so we see the 4 of Cups emerge in your life this week, not as a pronouncement but as a mirror. You're sitting with a familiar cocktail of emotions, a little boredom, a little disappointment, a little uncertainty about what will truly satisfy. There's a temptation to tune out, to look away from what's in front of you, to let your mind wander toward what might have been or what could be. You might find yourself scrolling past the same faces, the same news, the same offers, feeling untouched by any of it. It's not that you don't care, you do. But caring right now feels complicated, almost risky. If you let yourself hope, what happens if nothing changes? You may notice yourself withdrawing emotionally or mentally from the people and routines that used to anchor you. Maybe you're present, but not really there. Maybe you're listening, but your thoughts are elsewhere. There's a protective quality to this state, as if you're waiting for something worthy of your energy before you fully re-engage. You might feel like you're holding a cup that's already gone cold, wondering if it's worth asking for a refill. Sometimes, when you're caught in this space, even genuine gestures from others feel like background noise. Offers of comfort, invitations to connect, or chances for small pleasures, they come and go, but you hardly notice. It's not that you're numb, but your senses feel dulled, as if you're watching life happen from behind a glass pane. Underneath it all, you might sense a quiet impatience, a desire to feel moved again. You want to be surprised, to be delighted, to feel a rush of real emotion. But right now, the world seems to be offering more of the same, and your spirit is weary. This isn't a crisis, Gemini. It's more like a pause, a slowing of your usually quicksilver energy. You're not lost, you're just waiting quietly for life to show you something worth waking up for. And in that waiting, there's both discomfort and possibility. What happens next? This inner pause, this withdrawal from the familiar doesn't stay contained. It starts to ripple outward. When you pull back, the world responds, sometimes in unexpected ways. That's where the next chapter of your week begins. Your inner restlessness, your reluctance to settle for less, creates a kind of friction with your environment. When you stop reaching out, others might sense your distance. When you turn inward, some things get missed, messages left unanswered, gestures overlooked, opportunities left on the table. Small misunderstandings can grow in the spaces left by silence. Choices you make in this state, even if they seem minor, can set a tone for the days ahead. Maybe you opt out of a gathering, or you say no to something you would have usually tried. The world doesn't stop, but the current shifts. That's the path unfolding from your heart's quiet tension. Now the Five of Cups appears not as a warning but as a sign of the emotional weather. This week you may find yourself confronting the results of your own disengagement. Maybe you notice a missed connection, or you feel the sting of regret when something sweet passes you by unnoticed. There's a heaviness, as if you're counting up small losses or feeling the weight of what's gone unspoken. You might realize that while you've been waiting for something new to move you, other moments have drifted away. There's a sense of mourning not for one big thing, but for small joys you didn't let yourself feel. It's easy in this state to focus on what's been lost or overlooked. You might replay conversations in your mind, wishing you had been more present, or you might dwell on invitations you declined, wondering what you missed. The pressure here is emotional, not dramatic. It builds slowly, a subtle awareness that absence creates its own consequences. There's no blame, just the quiet realization that you can't always wait for life to knock on your door. Sometimes, while you're waiting for a spark, the warmth of connection slips away unnoticed. You may feel a pull between the safety of disengagement and the desire to re-engage with the world. It's a tension between protecting yourself from disappointment and risking the vulnerability of caring. The friction comes from knowing that both paths, withdrawal and engagement, carry their own risks and rewards. This week, you're invited to notice the moments when you lean away and what happens in their wake. The world keeps moving, and so do you, but the sense of what could have been lingers. You're not being punished, you're simply living with the natural results of your choices. The momentum here is gentle but real. It nudges you to ask, what am I missing by waiting for perfect circumstances? And yet nothing is set in stone. The possibilities of the week haven't played themselves out. The path ahead depends on whether you meet this moment with awareness or simply let it pass by in the haze of routine. This is where your potential quietly reveals itself. If you choose to notice what's happening inside you, if you allow yourself to feel both the longing and the regret without turning away, something shifts. Change doesn't come with fanfare or drama, but with a slow, steady willingness to see things as they are. The invitation isn't to force yourself into action or to chase after lost opportunities, but to meet your own experience with honesty. Justice appears as the third card, inviting you to recognize the balance between what you give and what you receive, between your desires and your actions. Here, growth looks like taking responsibility for your own engagement with life, not out of duty, but out of self-respect. What you notice, what you name, what you accept begins to shape your experience. If you can see the connections between your choices and your feelings, you gain a clarity that is quietly empowering. There's no guarantee that every disappointment will resolve, or that every missed moment can be reclaimed. But you can bring a sense of fairness, of evenness to your own inner world. You can acknowledge your needs without judgment, and you can let go of the pressure to be endlessly entertained or inspired. Sometimes the most meaningful shift is a subtle one. Seeing your patterns, understanding your motives, and choosing to participate in your own life with a little more intention. The invitation here is gentle but real. When you see yourself clearly, you can move forward without carrying old regrets. You can create space for new experiences simply by being present with what is rather than what could have been. When you look back across this week, Gemini, you'll see a delicate thread connecting your longing, your choices, and your capacity for self-honesty. The Four of Cups showed you the ache of wanting more, of waiting for life to surprise you. The Five of Cups revealed the cost of waiting too long, the small sorrows that gather when you turn inward for too long. But justice arrives to remind you that even in the midst of disappointment, there is a chance to restore balance, to see your own role in the story, and to treat yourself with fairness. You are not wrong for wanting more. You are not wrong for feeling tired or uninspired. These are part of being alive, part of your sensitive, searching spirit. What matters is not whether you avoid every regret, but whether you allow yourself to learn from them, gently and without blame. This week, let your awareness become your anchor. Let your honesty guide you back to the present, where new moments are waiting, not perfect, not always exciting, but real. In the calm after the longing, in the stillness after the ache, you may find exactly what you need to begin again, on your own terms. Actionable insights for Gemini this week. Notice how it feels to pause before saying yes or no to plans. Let yourself enjoy one small thing, even if it feels ordinary. If a feeling of regret comes up, see if you can name it without turning away. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I feel my longing and let it breathe. I see where I have turned away. Each moment offers me a fresh choice. I trust myself to start again, gently. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.